Hello everyone, my name is Suntria. Today's video is about asking the right questions. I have been doing readings for people for a little over 5 years now, and the one thing that most of my clients need help with is framing the right question. Because what happens is you are looking for answers, you are looking for insight into particular situations, but the question that is being framed gives a completely different answer. So they ask a question, I do the reading, and they reply, but this is not it. This is not accurate, or this was not what I'm looking for. And I go, okay, well, like, what's going on, what's happening? And then they detail the whole situation, and then after that I realized that the question was not appropriate to what they were actually seeking. So what I started to do recently, and by recently I mean since 1.5 2 years, is if I feel that the person is specifically seeking for a particular insight, a particular solution, I reframe the question for them. I suggest, changing the perspective of the question, and it clicks for them. And it also helps me give an accurate answer. Now, what is important here is to understand that the question you ask greatly influences the answer that you get. Okay, some readers will reframe the question for you, some readers won't. But it is important for you as the client to have this knowledge of asking the right question so that you get the best outcome of your consult. Now, the first step of framing the correct question is to understand what you are seeking. I see this especially in career related readings when people ask, when is this going to happen? And some people will just say, like, I have done ABC and I've been trying for XYZ since this much time, but it's not working out. By when will it work out? And initially, for once, it is fine, it is good, but if they constantly have this feeling of doubt, which when you tap into your client's energy, you will know, you will feel it, okay, then it is like your job to say, okay, like, I haven't pulled any cards yet, but this is what I'm feeling. How about we look at it from a different perspective? How about instead of seeing when this particular thing will happen, we look at what needs to be done to make it happen, or what is stopping you from making it happen, or, like, just blockages, or what's needed. Because this approach, like, if someone asks, when will I get a job at XYZ company, will yield a completely different answer versus what do I need to do to get a job at XYZ company. These two will yield really different answers. But that does not mean that these two questions are interchangeable. No. For someone, when they want to know when, they only want to know when. But for people who want to know what to do to make some certain things happen, they will need to know how to, like, get it done. I'm actually, like, stammering today, so if some words are confusing, I apologize. I'm doing my best. But that's the thing. These questions are not interchangeable, but they have their own roles, they have their own purpose to fulfill when it comes to matters of readings. Now, The second step, first being recognizing what you want, the second step is choosing the words for your question. Now, now I am a student of psychology. We were taught from day one that the way you say things, even a slight change of words, can change the meaning entirely, which means that you have to be very careful in selecting words when writing things down, when speaking to others. You need to be really careful. We are not taught to say that this person has depression. We say that this person may be diagnosed with PDD, let's say. Now we have the way where I am at my academic journey, we are not yet taught to diagnose and all of that stuff, but this is just an example. We always speak in probabilities. That is what we're taught, because the human nature is so complex. We cannot say anything with surety or guarantee. Questions are similar. The words you choose will influence the outcome of the reading. Okay, let me think of an example. This is a common question. What does XYZ person feel about me? This is a very common question in love readings, in friendship readings, spousal readings, just people-centric readings in general. What does XYZ person feel about me? This will yield one particular form of answer versus what intentions does XYZ person have towards me. This is very different compared to when you're inquiring about feelings. One is only feelings, the other is intention. Feelings will stay inside, intentions may be acted out. But when you look at it at a superficial level, both will seem similar, but they're very different things with very different answers, very different outcomes. So that is another thing that you need to be aware of. The first being understanding what you're seeking. If you're confused about this, talk to your reader, they will help you. The second is choosing the correct words for your question to frame it. And there really is no third thing that I can think of. If I do remember, I'll make a separate post on the community section. I think that's unlocked for me. Yeah, I think it is. So I'll make a post on that over there, or I will just write it down in the comment section. But yeah, these are the main 2 points that you need to be careful of. Always remember, readings are only probability. They are not your what's that word, holy grail. Readings are only probability. They're not sure answers that this is how this will happen. If you pull a card and it says, oh, it's gonna rain tomorrow, it's not necessary it will rain tomorrow. It's just a high probability that it might rain tomorrow, okay? But that doesn't mean you won't get your umbrella. Readings help you prepare, readings help you plan, but they should not dictate your life. Use them as what they are, as guides, and not a direction map that this is how you need to go. Okay, be conscious, be wise, be critical. That's all for this video. I hope this was insightful, and please subscribe so that I can go live and ramble. Okay, take care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.